Looking for a sign that proves your crush likes you back? What exactly does it mean when your date stares deep into your eyes? Here are the physical signs that might mean someone's into you. Eye contact is obviously important when it comes to clear communication, but just because your date's eyes are locked into yours doesn't necessarily mean they're interested. Maybe you just have a zit on your face. Instead, check out those pupils and determine if they're dilated. When we see something intriguing, our sympathetic nervous system floods our bodies with various hormones, like oxytocin and dopamine, known as the love hormones. These chemicals play a key role in determining the size of our pupils. Being wide-eyed helps us to be able to evaluate all the interesting details in front of us, like our attractive date, so it could be a sure sign that someone's into you.
Pupil dilation.
Pupil dilation?
Yes, when someone sees something that they want, their pupils dilate.
Interestingly enough, an older study published in Scientific American even found that bigger pupils are actually seen as more attractive. Basically, your date's eyes can show that they are into you, and you may even feel similarly after seeing their eyes. What an easy way to fall in love! It's a pretty romantic notion to think that you and your partner's hearts beat together, but it turns out that just may be true. Someone's heartbeat and breathing pattern could sync up with yours if they're into you. Researchers from the University of California, Davis found that couples began breathing in and out at the same intervals simply by being in the same room. They didn't even have to touch or say anything to experience this effect. And not just breathing, the study also noted, additionally, both partners showed similar patterns of heart rate and respiration, but women tended to adjust theirs to their partners more. You may be wondering how this happens. Unfortunately, science still can't exactly explain this phenomenon. However, this strange occurrence seems to serve a purpose. Emily Butler, director of the Health and Interpersonal Systems Research Group at the University of Arizona, told The Cut that when someone is in sync with you, it instinctively makes it much easier to trust them. A sweaty date may be a total turnoff, but this may actually be a sign that they're into you. When you're falling for someone, your brain releases all kinds of happy hormones. These make us happy and excited, but also sweaty. Norepinephrine is the chemical to blame, and it is also the reason you get dry mouth sometimes when you're interested in someone. According to a study by Rutgers University, men's brains make more norepinephrine, which is also responsible for keeping their hearts pounding. When your heart is working hard, it only makes sense that you'd break a sweat. So the next time your date's pits start to perspire, take it as a compliment. They're probably just crushing hard on you. Depending on how your date is sitting, you may easily be able to tell if they're totally into you. When someone is open to a relationship, they'll likely keep their posture open too. Clinical psychologist Carla Marie Manley explained to Well and Good, crossed arms often indicate that someone is closed off to feeling loved or giving love. When someone is ready to love and be loved, they'll open in their heart space rather than close off. Multiple studies have proven this to be true too. By opening up your arms and stretching out your body, you look more comfortable and relaxed. That's a surefire way to make your date feel more comfortable too. In fact, one specific study performed by Princeton University in 2016 even found that an open posture makes you more attractive to other people. So if you're open to love, open up your posture. When your date is raising their eyebrows at you, you may wonder if they're skeptical, but it could actually be just another sign that they're into you. Raising your eyebrows is a common communicative gesture that shows interest and, maybe more importantly, opens up your eyes. Not only are you able to physically take in more information this way, but dating therapist Kimberly Seltzer explained to Elite Singles that the appearance of your eyes immediately becomes more inviting when you open them up. Though a raised eyebrow is an easily recognizable sign of attraction, you may have to be quick in order to notice it. An eyebrow flash happens fast, but it could be a clear indication that someone is into you. Most of the time, it only takes 1/5 of a single second to show this sign. So if you see your date's eyebrows go up in interest, you could score yourself a second date.
Watch this.
Eye contact is probably the most basic way to broadcast your interest in what someone has to say. However, there's a specific place someone will be gazing if they think you're pretty great, and it's not just deeply into your eyes. A study published in Archives of Sexual Behavior in 2017 found that a sure sign of interest in someone is looking at their chest. If you're a woman, this may sound creepy.
Hey! My eyes are up here, man.
But it's not what you're thinking. Women look at men's chests when interested as well. In fact, the women in the study who made more eye contact strictly with someone's head were less interested in pursuing a relationship with them. Still, looking into each other's eyes is a good sign too. An older study published in the Journal of Research and Personality found that the longer the mutual gaze, the more connected the couple can even become. So the next time you can't figure out if your date is interested, just watch where their gaze goes and for how long it lasts. Blink, and you'll miss this next sign of attraction.
Don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't blink.
That's right, we're talking about blinking, specifically rapidly blinking. A study published in 2018 discovered that longer blinks seem to indicate less interest in the conversation. Interestingly enough, none of the study's participants even noticed the length of someone blinking at them. It was simply something that all participants subconsciously responded to in all the same ways. Blinking rapidly may seem like a strange sign of attraction, but there is some science behind it. Licensed marriage and family therapist Katie Zisk told Elite Daily, "When you feel stress and like you have to protect yourself, your eyes stay open longer to keep you safe from any danger that may be lurking. When you're relaxed, you can give yourself a break and blink a little extra. Next time you're on a date and are hoping for a second one, pay attention to how often you open and close your eyes. You may just be blinking more than usual." If someone seems to be giving you space, it could be out of respect, sure, but it could also mean they're not all that into you. A true potential lover is most likely going to lean in. Proxemics, also known as the study of personal space, explains how people have various categories of distances they like to keep from others. They range from 4 to 10 feet in social settings to closer proximities in personal and intimate environments. Almost every American prefers to have around 18 inches of personal space when having a casual conversation. But according to Psychology Today, if you're trying to show you're interested, this length begins to lessen. If you think someone might be into you, see how close to you the person stands. Just maybe don't take out a tape measure. That could get weird. If you're in love, you'll feel it flowing through your entire body. Because of this, it only makes sense that your toes can show if you really like someone. The next time you're standing around talking to a potential suitor, look down. Body language expert Lisa Mitchell told Elite Daily that if their feet are pointed at you, they may be interested, but also said if their feet are pointed toward the door or nearest exit, it's an indication that they want to get out of the conversation and leave. However, maybe their toes aren't exactly pointed toward you or away from you. What if both of their feet are pointed in toward each other? This position, called pigeon toes, may look timid, but it turns out it might mean something more. Author Judy Dutton told Marie Claire, "It's a subconscious attempt to shrink in size and appear harmless, approachable, which may very well mean someone likes you a lot." Admit it, you've gotten tripped up on your words when chatting with a crush. We've all been there. But did you know that your voice can actually change completely when you're around a special someone? One 2018 study published in Proceedings of the Royal Society B found this to be true. Men tend to lower their voice, perhaps to appear more masculine, while women speak in a higher tone towards someone they're interested in. While the conversation carries on, another sign to look for is similarities in the other person's speech. A lot of times, they're subconsciously changing the speed at which they speak to match their potential partner. Speech and language researcher Dr. Marina Kalashnikova told ABC Radio Melbourne, if they're attracted to each other, or if they experience positive emotions towards each other, their voices start becoming more similar. You know what they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and it even happens to be true when it comes to determining if someone is into you. As human beings, we long to belong. As such, we're most drawn to people who are similar to us. Because of this, it's an age-old trick to act similar to someone you're attracted to. Body language expert Tanya Ryman told brides, "You might observe how a person is standing and moving, then implement the same movements and posture to signal that the two of you are similar, which implies that you belong together." If you are looking for a partner to walk beside you in life, it may be as simple as seeing if your date is literally beside you when you're walking. Everyone has their own everyday walking pace. The speed of your stride has a lot to do with your height, but a 2013 study found that men will slow down to match the walking pace of someone they're in a relationship with, regardless of height difference. On the other hand, if a man thinks of that person as just a friend, he's more likely to keep his usual speed. We blush when we're embarrassed, sure, but there are other reasons for ruddy cheeks. When you see someone's face turning red, it could mean they're into you. When we're initially attracted to someone, it gets our adrenaline pumping. This has a major effect on the capillaries that carry blood throughout our bodies. These tiny vessels begin to expand in the presence of our crush, bringing the blood closer to our skin and, in turn, making us blush. Blushing is something we aren't able to control, so it can be an involuntary sign that someone likes you. You may be embarrassed that your face can show how you're feeling so easily, but don't worry. Blushing has also long been seen as a sign of attractiveness. It explains why some put on blush before heading out on a date, that and a favorite smudge-proof lipstick. Just in case the date goes well and it ends with a kiss. Many of us dream of a certain kind of love.
Oh, it's gotta be that can't eat, can't sleep, reach for the stars, over the fence, World Series kind of stuff, right?
While it may seem like this type of romance is purely a Hollywood fantasy, it turns out that you actually are more likely to lose your appetite when you're into someone. The chemical serotonin is responsible for helping with your sleep cycles and with regulating hunger and digestion, among other things. According to Everyday Health, our bodies produce more serotonin when we're in love, which may reduce your appetite. And according to Self, when we end up in healthy relationships, our bodies produce excess adrenaline, which can even keep extra weight off our bodies. This phenomenon helps explain why brides and grooms have trouble eating on their wedding day. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Health Digest videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.